All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Michael and Rob here, Lake Michigan Angler. Thank you for joining us for our weekly live stream. Apologies for last week. I actually was out of town, family cabin trip, and so we didn't get to do a report for last week. But here we are. Hopefully you guys have been doing well. Hopefully you had a great Christmas. We got New Year's rolling around here this coming week. And so we've got quite a bit to kind of share with you, stuff that's new here at the shop. Get into the fishing report. There's good things to share there. And then also we're going to end the stream with another weekly Akuma giveaway. This week it'll be an Akuma wire rod with the new Cold Water A Series reel to go with that. And so all you have to do to for a chance to win that is make sure you're here for the live and type in the chat. As you guys type in chat, Rob's writing down names. And that's how we're going to enter you in to win. So at least type in once, say hi or something like that at any point, and we'll remind you as we go through the live here. With that being said, good morning to you all. I see everyone here. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Merry Christmas. Time to buy all the gear we didn't get for Christmas. Very true. Yeah. And we just got a big delivery in, and we're going to go through that here in a second. Louis said heading to the Root River right now. Awesome, man. We've got these 50-degree temps, which feels like summer compared to the cold that we've had. The rain seems like it's changing up the water here. So, Joe, good morning. Merry Christmas as well. Louis said he's going to check out Kenosha Harbor also. Yeah, Rob mentioned he thinks it might have opened up with the conditions.
Yeah, yesterday I drove over there, and there was just enough ice to where you probably couldn't boat fish. But I didn't look at it this morning, but my pond in my backyard completely opened up overnight, so I would imagine you could get a boat into Kenosha.
Yeah, probably
not
break
today
through.
or tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, break through a little thin ice or something like that. Reed said, hope your stockings were full. Yeah. Structure, what's up, man? Good morning to you all. All right, don't forget, at any point throughout the live, you guys can ask any kind of questions. Don't hesitate. You know, we're here to be a resource as we're doing the lives and whatnot. So with that being said, let's jump into what's new here at the shop. And for that, I'll throw it to Rob.
Let's see. We got in the ice stopper bobbers, the reservoirs. So you're probably not going to need them right away now, but they finally are here. And so get them while you can, because people are buying them already. They've been hard to get. And I think, after New Year's, it's going to get cold again. Then you'll probably actually need to use them. But if you're fishing in the harbors with the automatic fisherman, or just anywhere with automatic fisherman or any hook setting device like that, clam predator, that's an important tool to have to make sure the line's not freezing to the ice, and then make sure you get good hook sets and everything. So we've got the liquid for it as well. You can get them on the website if you can't make it in the store. But I've been getting phone calls daily asking if we were getting them.
Yeah, the last live stream 2 weeks ago, people were asking about it as well.
Exactly. So they're finally here. We just got in this morning, just a few minutes ago, a big shipment of Mr. Chrome lures, some new stuff. That will be available throughout the week. I've got a lot of work ahead of me getting a lot of this newer stuff in the system and on the pegs and all that.
This is a new one, too. This is a slime shrimp. This will be a new one for 2025. Mm-hmm. This is actually the mini, so this is what, 3.5 inches or something like that? Mm-hmm. So really like this for this time of year, early spring. I like the downsize, but this is a new color. I think this is also a new one, Rob. This is Pyro Mini. So this is called Pyro Mini. So almost like it's kind of like a Copper Confusion mixed with some other stuff. Kind of the vibe I get. So That's just a few that we pulled out. There's 2 boxes here we got to go through and get that all up here. Some other stuff that we got from them. Actually, someone asked in the chat. Sean said, Rob, will you have a stock of thin fish before March Coho season?
Yeah, we'll definitely be loaded up on that before then. I'll probably start getting some in fairly soon to get the brads. And then, we've got the ice strong ones, which are really cool. And now we've got these Mr. Chromes.
So we got now Mr. Chrome. We've added their selection of thin fish. Like this one's called Coho Melon. We got quite a few different other colors as well. But as you can see here, hopefully you get the idea here. Coho catching colors. And it's got UV tape on the side of it, which is, I think it's a little bit unique from some of the other brands. Mm-hmm. These come with some UV on it in a variety of very fishy looking colors. So, yes, we do have some of that stuff in here. Also, I had great success with these this year in the spring, but the mini flashers. And again, this is a new color for this season. It's called Pole Dancer. It's only about 5.5 inches. These things worked exceptionally well for me this year. It was my first time giving them a shot when we got them in. Took them out to do some product testing. So check out these mini flashers. And they were fishing, man, on par, if not slightly better than my stubbies in that spring period. And I kind of wish I would have kept fishing them through the summer on the boat. Kind of probably put them out on some coppers or something like that. But yeah, we got some other mini flashers as well. So that's just a few of the new things we got in from the Mr. Chrome shipment that just came in here. Also, Rob, let's talk about that Predator over there, because that thing's really slick.
Yeah.
And we really need to highlight how cool of a iced tip up, right?
Yeah, so this is just another type of automatic fisherman hook setting device here. Nice and compact.
Solid build.
Out. Yeah, it's really well made.
Yeah.
You can adjust it for different rod lengths. You tighten this down once you have it set for where you want it. This is the trigger mechanism here. This is where you can switch it out, actually. You have one, so it could be used like a tip down where it's in a free spool. And then there's one where you can use it to set the hook. And you can switch them out depending on what you want it to do. So the rod goes in the rod holder here, bend it over right into there. It works really well. I think we did a video with it last year. So
yeah, I think there's a video up on the channel.
we'll have to do another one.
We need to go on the water and actually do a ice fishing video.
But this is really cool. They go for $69, so it's right in line with the price of the base for the automatic fisherman. I think they're, you can't go wrong with either one of them. They're both high quality.
I think the only difference, and I think maybe the selling point on this one is the adjustability.
Yeah, this one's a little more adjustable for different rod lengths.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're both good.
Yeah.
You get the flag with this one, and you got these little spikes that go into the ice too, so it doesn't slide around. But yeah, it's really good unit. We've got a few of these, and I didn't try one last year. I think I was debating on whether I'm gonna do it because I have so many automatic fishermen already. How many do I really need? But I think I need to try one of these for this year.
I think for sure.
And then it pairs up really well with that ugly stick dock runner, which is my favorite rod for automatic fishermen.
So we got those here as well. Feel free to come by and check those out. Let's get into some questions here. Make sure my battery. Okay, we're good. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Dan said, when trolling the harbors, do you stay near the shore or out in the middle? All right, Dan. So if we're talking about this kind of a period, I'm usually sticking around walls or structure. These fish are not really going to be super deep necessarily. So
I go everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I'll fish along the sides if there's not shore fishermen to interfere with. I'm always going to stay away from the shore fishermen. But I'll find fish everywhere. It depends on the harbor a little bit, but you'll
that's
see.
Kind of what I think, yeah, the harbor dependent.
But the last time I was in Racine, the fish I was catching fish out in the middle of nowhere. I was catching fish along the rocks too. Sometimes they're just really scattered. Other times they're concentrated along some structure. And the nice thing, if you're trolling, you're covering a lot of water. You can hit all those areas fairly quick in these harbors. So you'll figure them out pretty fast.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get some questions here. David said, how much was a Predator again?
$69.99.
$69.99.
And they are available online.
Is it metal or plastic? It's like
a combination of both. It's like a composite. It's
like a composite.
It's pretty heavy duty.
Yeah.
But the black sections here, this is all plastic.
Right.
And then you've got this metal here, metal components to it. So,
like a mixture.
Yeah, it's pretty good quality. It's pretty heavy duty product.
It is pretty sturdy. It feels very sturdy. That for sure. All right, let's see here. Jerry said, can you have your automatic fisherman? Jerry.
Oh, can you have mine?
All right.
Come and get them.
Richard said, good morning. Love your live reports. Thank you, Richard. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, Saunders, Dave, Dan. When do you think you'll have the Mr. Chrome inventory updated on the website?
I'm going to say later in the week. I'm not going to be here Tuesday or Wednesday. So I think I'm just going to say Friday before it's all up. Because there's some new stuff. I need to get new pictures. I need to add a bunch of new stuff into the into the inventory online and in our system, on top of getting it all on the pegs.
Yeah.
So I won't have a whole lot of, being that I'm going to be gone 2 days, I won't have a lot of time to do that beforehand. So maybe Friday.
Yeah. But if you happen to be in the area, you can grab them right now in the store. So, all right. So I think that covers kind of some of the other stuff. Of course, we got more ice fishing gear, jigs, all that stuff here. Feel free to come by, check it all out, and grab whatever you may need for your ice fishing. Or as we really are about to be into the new year, and we have like open water. It seems like we're gonna have like open water periods, and it's gonna close down again and open. So take advantage of it and grab some spoons and some little cranks or whatever, some spinners.
It's a really good time to hit the rivers. Actually, when you get like a December, January thaw, that's always my favorite time to be
flows
hitting.
up.
Yeah, my favorite time to get steelhead and browns and like the root and pike and all that. And they were getting some pretty good fish off the mouth of the Pike Creek. So with a little bit of flow, they're going to be upstream now. So there's some good fishing to be had right now.
Yeah,
all the harbors are catching fish. Kenosha's catching fish. Racine's catching fish. Milwaukee's catching fish. So
Chicago's catching fish. Down at 87's catching fish. You know, in this live, we titled it "Jumbo Perch Are Around." It's been really, at least for sure, in the last week and a half, maybe even since last week, because we missed last week. The perch fishing is really going really good, really good. Not only for numbers, but it seems like in the last week for sure, some jumbos are starting to really pop up, and that's been happening from down to 87th in Chicago all the way up to Milwaukee. It's been really good. You know, your tried and true ways to catch them. Little pieces of shrimp on a hook down on the bottom, minnows on a crappie rig, double hook setup on a drop weight, plastics on drop shots, vertical jigging, little spoons, vibrating jigs like V-rods, quarter ounce, maybe half an ounce or so. It's like open season, and the perch have been really cooperative. Some good sizes. You know, you got your 15 perch limit in Illinois. Unfortunately, you just get 5 in Wisconsin, so you got to really weed through and pick your best 5. Man, I wonder if that'll ever change. But that's neither here nor there. Perch fishing seems to be, I think, probably the hot ticket right now. And then when it comes to browns and steelhead, they've been very cooperative as well, as Rob said. Variety of stuff. I think I saw some folks even in the chat a little while ago mention that they've been catching them on spawn sacks, of course. We still have spawn.
Yeah, we have spawn brown trout eggs.
We got brown trout eggs. So if you do need spawn, we do have them ready to go. Feel free to stop by for that. Inline spinners have been catching them really well. Little square bill crankbaits, your thin fish out there. If you're throwing thin fish, jerk baits. They haven't been really picky, man. I think it's just been a matter of getting out there, taking advantage of our conditions and such. You know, we got the weather right now in the close to that 50 degree, which feels like summer. All things considered, you've got open water, you've got a flow going from all the water, all the snow and stuff, and the rain that's been coming down. So get out there and get in some fish. Any questions? Feel free to drop it in here. Port Washington was fire Christmas Day. Thank you for sharing that, Salty Walrus. Hello, Vin. Lex said Browns have been good in the root. Rain might bring the water up.
It rained all day yesterday, so I didn't look at what the flow changed to. We should probably check that out.
David said from shore you're having to sort a lot of perch, a lot of dinks. I haven't been out for 2 or so weeks though. Yeah, that was kind of David. That to your point, that was a lot of what was going on. But it seemed like in this last week, guys are more consistently getting into bigger size, 10 inchers and 12s, and getting through some of those dinks. So for whatever reason, maybe some of the bigger perch have rolled in, and now they're kind of hanging around and more accessible. And the thing is, for any rhyme or reason, those big ones can move back out, move around, and then you're stuck with the little guys, or all of them can just move around. So you got to really get on that bite when you hear about it and take advantage of it. Put that time in. I know folks will wait to hear like the fishing is great. By that time, a weather pattern could have emerged, some kind of condition, or just the fish just were in their spot temporarily and they moved on somewhere else. So, don't always wait for a report, is what I'm trying to say. get out there and figure it out yourself and get on it. Do you catch perch off the piers? Good question. I mean, generally, yes, and I think, but it's also dependent on like what port harbor you're at. Sometimes it can be very seasonally. Like there are times where Waukegan, the jumbos will show up there randomly in the spring, and they'll get into them, and then they're gone. I think that for some of the Chicago and southern ports, they're going to be sticking around there a little bit more, so you have a better opportunity. The Milwaukee perch bite has been on fire, which is something that hasn't been a thing for a while to this degree, and this could just be a fluke year, perhaps. Maybe it's a start of a new trend. So there's a lot of variables, and so it's hard to give you a definitive answer. David said, "That's right. Get up off the couch." Yep. Good morning, Fish Josh. Hey, real quick, just a quick reminder, guys, for the giveaway for the Okuma wire rod and cold water A series reel that we're going to give away today. Make sure that you type in the chat. At this point, if you haven't said anything, you've been here, say hi, and that will allow Rob to see your name. He'll write it down. You do have to be here to claim it. Be here meaning in the live. When we do call your name, that way you can claim it in the chat. That way we can award it to you. If you don't claim it after we do the drawing, we'll just re-roll until somebody claims it in the chat. And the other important thing is make sure you're watching the live stream in real time. If you look on the video browser, you'll see the live with the red dot. That means you're watching in real time. If you happen to like scroll back and you forget to come back to real time, you might also miss your name being called. So just want to remind you guys for that. All right, got some names being written up there. Slum, JG, Sewell. If you've won previously, just a quick reminder, you cannot win again. Just want to make that known. Andy, hello. Any questions before we get into the drawing? Now's the time to drop it in there. We're happy to answer those questions. Richard, hi, everyone. Have a blessed new year. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. All right. Let me grab my phone. Let me set up. We'll do the drawing here. It will allow you guys to get on your way with your day. Random generator. Got the wheel selector. Again, final chance for anybody who has not typed in the chat. Say hi so Rob can see your name and write it down. If you've already typed in chat, and he's already saw it and written it down, but if you have not said anything, you've been watching, you want to enter, just say hi. That'll make it very easy for him to pick you out from everyone else. And then we'll get this thing done here. Sean said, what's the earliest you'll see coho in the harbors in the spring? Well, that kind of depends on your location. So I've found coho as early as February in Indiana. So Portage, Michigan City. Then you might find them in Chicago in March or May. It kind of depends on where you're at, what area. In the Southern Basin, it's very possible they can show up very early. Depends on the season and like how the weather sets up.
Yeah, if you look back 2 years ago, in Waukegan, people were already catching fish from shore at the end of January and in February.
Yeah.
And you go back to this past spring, they really didn't show up until the end of April. Mm-hmm. Every year is a little different. Typically for our area here, North Point, Waukegan, Kenosha, end of April is when you really start to see some numbers show up. More of a sure thing at that point. And anything earlier in that, it's kind of a bonus.
Yeah, it really is. But what I will say, though, is, when you think about February and March, really pay attention to that weather. Like what I would look for, what would make me want to go out and fish in that time frame and look for some early coho before everybody else is really on them, is I'm looking at that weather pattern. Do we have a warm trend? By warm trend, 40 to 50 degree temps for a sustained couple of days where there's not a lot of wind. Why? Because if that sun is out and those are some sunny days, sunny 40 degree, 50 degree temps, something like that, it's going to raise up that water temp even at the surface level, and you might get some fish to roll in and be able to pick them off early. So really pay attention in those early months to like how that weather. If we get some stable weather with the sun is out for a few days, that could bring in some fish, and I've caught them very early. We're not talking about like a mass wave of them, but you get enough you could pick off some fish and put a limit together, spend a day out there, and uncrowded, especially if you're on the shore. You got the whole pier head to yourself. Just kind of really pay attention to the weather. Check out Nightbot. Yeah, you know what? We might actually end up doing that. Tax. Thanks for the. I'm aware of it. Maybe just do a bot when they just do a command and they can enter themselves and it'll do it.
Oh, so I don't have to write
So
it down.
I like Rob doing all the work though, but yeah, I think we'll probably set that up. Thank you for the reminder, actually, because I am aware of.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, well, I'm the streamer guy, but Nelly said, "Rob, put 2 clear snubbers in this Christmas box, please, Rob." Merry
Got
Christmas. Anna said, "Looking to make a trip to Wisconsin side in March for browns if Mother Nature cooperates. Any advice?"
Well, when are you going?
Well, he said March.
Oh, March?
Yeah.
Typically around then is when the ice is just leaving the harbors, so that's one of my favorite times. Depends on the harbor a little bit, but I fish a lot of crankbaits. If I'm fishing shallow, like in a marina like Kenosha or back in McKinley and Milwaukee or in the docks in Racine, I'm going to be fishing a lot of jerkbaits. I'm going to be fishing Brad's thin fish, stuff like that. Spinners are going to catch them. If you're fishing deeper like Milwaukee, you have a lot more water to cover.
Yeah.
You can troll spoons, and dipsies and lead core and downriggers and all that kind of stuff. Just troll some crankbaits. You can jig for them around discharges and around some of the break walls, stuff like that. So there's a lot of different options. It just depends on where you're at and the conditions too, because ice might be out, but if we get a bad rain, you have to deal with mud. The other option there you have is the Oak Creek Power Plant. Those are the areas I'm most familiar with. I haven't really fished for browns a whole lot further north of Milwaukee or Port, really, but that'd be a quick rundown of how I would do it.
Okay. Louis said, "Has anyone fished Oak Creek Power Plant?" Good question. I don't know who has. I haven't really heard much myself about.
There were some guys fishing it a couple weeks ago before the cold snap. And they were catching fish. They were catching a bunch.
Yeah, they're there. Those fish are by that power plant, and a lot of them are on the juvenile side, but they're there. That's a pretty consistent thing in the winter, provided you can get out there. Vince said, "Northwest Michigan steelhead and browns are on the beaches." Awesome. That's fun. Fishing off a beach is fun, man. That shallow water bite is so cool. I actually got into a king bite this fall off the beach, and that was incredible.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
That was insane. In 8 feet of water, and they're up on my personal channel. I mean, there's 300 feet of line because they can't go down, so they have to run away from you.
We hadn't had a good beach bite in years, and
yeah.
I was telling Mike, I was like, that's always my favorite thing is catching them in like 10 feet of water.
Yep.
It's the best.
Yeah, it was insane. That was a highlight of this year for me for sure. Have you heard of any perch hitting Kenosha Harbor?
I have not.
No.
Doesn't mean they're not there. I have heard of them in there this time of the year in the past, but I have not had a fishing report from anybody saying they caught perch in there. Sometimes, though, your best day is when you go blind and just fish because no one else has hit them yet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You guys, Steve said, you guys getting any Mr. Chrome Coho flashers soon? Yeah, I just shared them. These are just some of them. This is a new one for this year. Pole Dancer. It's got an orange back, and then it's got a mixture of like chartreuse and pink and red. And
so yeah, the boxes just came in.
Yeah, it just came in
before we started this, so I haven't even dug through them yet. We just grabbed what was on top.
Yeah. So we do have the 5.5-inch flashers, and again, I said it earlier, I definitely recommend checking them out and throwing them into the mix for your spring spread. Good morning, Matt. Benji said, if you had to pick a 3-day window in the spring for a new salmon fisherman to travel there for a successful spring trolling trip, what would that window generally look like? These questions are almost kind of...
So it depends on the conditions.
Yeah,
but
it's tough.
I'm going to try and do a sure thing to our area here for cohos. I'm going to wait until the beginning of May.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
First, second week of May is usually pretty consistent fishing.
Yeah.
It really did come. Spring is always tough because of the weather, so that always throws a wrench in things. But I'm going to wait sometime beginning in first half of May.
The other thing I would mention too, though, keep this in mind, is that we're also not having to go out far. You're literally fishing out in front of the harbors, 30 feet of water. You're inside of 35 feet of water. not even a quarter mile off. You're you know, off the shore. So I say that to say that if you're in a boat, you could probably weather a little bit more than if you were out way out deep. So keep that in mind for context that you're fishing right in front, right near shore. So whatever the weather conditions are, you're more than likely able to kind of endure whatever's there a bit better than, let's say, something in your 4 or 5 miles off. You don't want to play.
Typically, May stabilizes a little bit. April is usually tougher weather.
Yeah.
Water's warming up. We usually have the full swing of cohos in our area in May. So that's when I would do it.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with May in our area. Can you catch them outside the harbors? I'm not sure if that's about coho or not, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, typically, guys are catching them from shore in April and May. So you can catch them right outside the harbors. You know, the video we did last spring, we were trolling like 100 feet from the break wall at North Point. You know, so
yeah, right in front.
We had the place to ourselves. Everybody else went south.
And here's the funny thing: like when I'm kayak fishing the spring run, and the boats are in 35 feet of water, I'm in like 15. I'm even getting closer because they're just spread out in that area, and you can really get away and just whack them by yourself.
Exactly.
And stay on those pods, and they're roaming around with the bait. Like I said, just get out there. Usually when you hear about a bite, it's too late. Get skunked or it's slow. Yeah. Yep. Love the channel. Great meeting you guys at the store this summer. Hey, thank you, Oz. Good morning, Empty. Augustine, hi. Sean, hello. Bite was insane in May. 4 holes right outside South Rocks in Waukegan. There you go. Easy peasy. Dan said, he meant browns and steelhead in the winter. Can you catch them outside the harbor?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. You don't see too many people doing it, but they're there.
Yeah. And, that could be a situation where if you're in the harbor and it's kind of busy in there, it might be worthwhile going outside and checking out in front along the beaches. I like personally fishing off around the breakwalls because those trout will gravitate to the structure, I think, more than like silverfish will, for sure. So I would troll around breakwalls if there's one in whatever harbor you're at, like Kenosha, Milwaukee. If you're down in Chicago off Burnham, Navy Pier, I'd work those breakwalls. Of course, on there you've got more lake trout than browns, but you get the idea in the open water. All right, let's go ahead and get this done here, guys, for the drawing. How many numbers people we have?
78.
78. All right. So let's write this down here.
79.
Okay, hold on. 79. We got a last minute.
That's the last one.
All right, last one's there. All right. I got 79 folks here. Let me do this. All right, 79 is in there. See the total, 179. And we're going to hit spin. And we'll see who's going to win here. Lucky number is 43. Number 43. Who was that, Rob? Number 43. You have to be here to claim it.
Brian Pauly.
Brian Pauly.
I believe that is our sponsor from the Brawl.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Brian, you there? We'll give him a second here to claim. All you got to do is type in the chat. All you got to do is type in the chat there. There it is. All right, Brian. Congratulations. You're getting a Okuma wire rod and a new Coldwater A-Series reel to go with it. Once we're done with the live, feel free to give us a call at the shop, or if you're in the area, you want to pick it up today. If not, just reach out to Rob and give us a call, and we'll get it set up to get it to you. So thank you, guys. Going forward, I don't know where we're at with our giveaways. We're kind of running.
I think we got like 1 or 2 left. I got to check.
Yeah.
I think 1 spinning combo, maybe 1 or 2 rods.
Okay. So next week there will be another giveaway. We'll do that again, and we'll keep you guys updated with the fishing. As you guys are going out there fishing, feel free to let us know so we can incorporate that into our weekly roundup of what's going on there. Helps give us a pulse on what's happening out there. The more that you guys share, and it could be general. You have to give away your super secrets, something like that. But just to generally how the fishing's been for you, what area you've been, that helps us put these together and get the information out to the community. So with that being said, guys, if you need anything, feel free to stop by the shop, in the store. online. You can always order stuff on there. If you see something, or if you're looking for something and on the website it looks like it's unavailable, definitely call. It's more than likely either we just haven't updated the numbers, or Rob can get it for you. So don't ever hesitate to give a call, and we really go out, try to go the distance to get you guys what you need. So feel free to reach out. All right. Thank you for joining us on this live, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys.